Amy Robach and TJ Holmes are giving me too much information to take in. It doesn't matter what you think of Amy Robach and TJ Holmes, they consistently managed to keep themselves in the news. First, for an episode of their podcast in which they had a fight, and then for a follow-up episode in which they analyze their fight. The men who once worked as news anchors and are now presenters of podcasts have been the topic of conversation in the newsrooms of tabloids this week. When it comes to the content grind, you have to recognize their devotion. In the event that you do not want to listen to a podcast that is over 2 hours long, allow me to describe what took place. 2 episodes of Amy and TJ, titled Things Ain't Right, were made available to the public on Tuesday by Robach and Holmes. On the occasion of Holmes's request that Robach visit him at his residence, he shocked her by presenting her with a podcast recording in which he intended to address the current situation of their relationship. As Holmes put it, "We ain't right, both you and I are not doing well at the moment." "Do you know what?" I asked. "Let's get together and produce a podcast, shall we?" Considering that I am not a therapist who works with couples, I would like to point out that I am not aware of any situation in which an issue has ever been resolved by one of the parties proposing that they just podcast it out. During the subsequent 45 minutes, these two individuals frankly explored the burden that being in charge of a podcast has had on their relationship, whether or not they are emotionally available to each other, and the difficulties they have in communicating with one another. When Robach refers to them as communication kinks, she is referring to kinks in a hose, not the other sort of kinks.